So let's just play around with that for a minute. This is a famous test from MIT called the checkerboard test. There's two squares that have letters A and B. Which square is the darker shade of gray?
They're both the same color.
So anyone who says they're both the same, I'm convinced has seen the illusion before. Because I've been working with this for 5 years and I don't see them as the same. So I like that you say that, but I'm going to guess you might have seen it before. He's not going to give away. How many of you see B as darker than A? Raise your hand. How many of you see A as darker than B? 99.9% of all people see A as darker than B. They are the same, so props to you, that's correct. But your brain won't allow you to see the truth because your brain operates on something called pattern recognition. If you've seen something over and over and over again, it's really hard to see something that conflicts with what you've seen before. So what's the pattern that you're very familiar with that's up on the board right now? The checkerboard pattern, right? So if I do that, it maybe helps. If I take away everything, it definitely helps. But as soon as I put the pattern that you're familiar with back, your brain goes back to telling you that they're different. This is not PowerPoint trickery. Sometimes people are like, I don't trust this guy. He's trying to freak our freak by, trying to play games with our mind. You can find this online. Just type in checkerboard test, put your nose on the screen when this image comes up, and because that's going to blur out everything else, you'll see the two are exactly the same. When you pull back, they suddenly look different. Nothing's changing except your perspective. So why do I kind of throw this brain teaser in? Because this is the way gender equality works. In this part of my brain, I'm a diversity educator for 22 years. Men and women are equal, equitable, talented, intelligent. When I get busy and distracted and in the chaos of my job, it's easy to default to that file folder of all the things my dad, guys in my fraternity, TV shows, the way they've depicted men and women, and we come right back to superior, inferior. So you get me, right? It's like the slow brain says, I believe in inclusion and equity and diversity and equality. The fast brain, especially when I'm not mindful and paying attention, defaults to patterns that I'm really familiar with, which is the stuff that lives in the file folder. And when I say I hope you'll take that for yourself. Because otherwise you're just saying, that dude, that consultant has a lot of gender issues. He's teaching this stuff, but he's telling us that he sometimes sees women differently than how he intends to. We all do. And I would say women do too. So we'll talk and explore that a little bit more.